back last week, brought some other people back, and then just, anyone that wants to come on my show, we'll have these conversations. But Maggie Stevens, parenting expert coach, which is dead, in my opinion. We were talking to some people weeks ago about parenting, but Maggie, thanks for stopping by. I guess you were a regular on my show 13 plus years ago. It was not video, it was audio. It was on Blog Talk Radio. It was syndicated as well. Some we were going live real late at night and we talked parenting. And we thought that was the new age thing, right? Everyone was trying to be the best parent they could. And there was a lot of business. You, Bill Corbett, there was just tons of people really advocating to teach parents. And it seems like it's disappeared.
It really does. It's really surprising to me the different questions I get. And usually it's from parents when they're in trouble. They've waited too long. They've got teenagers or even young adults, and they're running into all kinds of issues. And I think, gosh, this could have been solved so easily, a few years back.
Exactly. And what happened? That's the point. So, I mean, I think that parenting is a very difficult job. And I wouldn't say I have become the best parent. And I'll flat out say that. But that's basically because you need a partner, and I didn't have a partner. So it is something that should be taught, should understand the responsibility of what it takes to be a parent. And I don't know if any country even looks at it as it should be a course from the beginning once we get them early, right when they're about to have kids. Then have the resources available. But I'm not saying government, I'm saying community, and showing that it's something that the grandparents have to teach them to still be good parents, not spoil their kids, to see the value of how good it is to raise a great parent. And it should be passed on from generation to generation, as sure as heck not. And then the parenting experts have disappeared. But I just think, COVID put a monkey wrench in things. But come on, what else? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if AI, screen time, all the new stuff, cell phones have gotten in the way. I mean, people listen to podcasts a lot. They listen to podcasts and web pages, and they
Yeah,
learn.
but what do you think these parenting experts compared to the one back 15 years ago?
I don't know where they are.
No, but when they are on podcasts or they're on TikTok trying to be a parenting expert, oh, come on, let's go bring back that one mom from Utah, right? What was her name? Gracie. I forget her name. Frankie, something Frankie.
Is
And
that
how,
the one that got arrested?
yes, I ended up interviewing uh, Julia Chang about Juju Chang about her, and it's what has happened. I mean, that's the point. So let's so you say it's because of all these things. Parents are too busy. They don't see that value. It's you give a kid a device and walk away. And then by the time they're teenagers, it's too late.
Well, look at society. Our society is built on the fundamentals of morals and everything that's taught in the home. And I look at all these, I shouldn't say this because I don't want to get political, but protesters out there, uh, the fentanyl problem, we're failing. We're failing in our home because our society, you can see, is going downhill at a rapid pace. But that all starts in the home. It all starts with the parents and them putting effort into raising children.
Totally. And that effort's not easy. It's not easy. So I remember every time I would come up with questions from different blogs, First in the Total Education or any other thing, or just different forums back in the day. And you were able to answer parenting questions, and you are able to tackle the concern that they're dealing with. And you tackled it so differently than so many people. But it took patience. It's a lot of work. Something happens. Hey, I need to get my kid off the device. What am I going to do? Or why are they stuck in my bedroom? So let me go with some issues and concerns parents have now. Now, I believe that you have to run your house like a classroom. If you don't run it like a classroom, if you don't have rules and discipline, but also fun, it's got to be a mixture of everything. But there has to be structure, and there has to know who is the boss. Parents can't be their best friends, but also the parents can't be so disciplinarian that hey, no other kids are on devices. I don't want my kids on devices. Well, down the street, they go to their friend's house and it's for 12 hours. Let's talk about a specific one scenario. Why are all kids in their rooms now? They don't go out, they don't play, they game, they talk, they socialize in their rooms. How do you get your kids out of their room?
It doesn't have to be that way. Doesn't have to be. It's this the fundamentals, the basic parenting fundamentals are still the same. Number one, you've got to have a safe haven in your home. You've got to have a place where your kids can come in, talk about their day, talk about their problems. I mean, you don't want them coming home, going into their room, getting on their devices. You need to be there as a parent when your kids get home, have conversations, have dinner together. I mean, those are all basic things. Have fun together. Go, here in Utah, go ski together, go play soccer together, go whatever you like to do. You've got to spend time with each other. And even though they're not your best friend, you have a relationship. You've got to have that relationship first because, I mean, think about it, Neil. Who do you take advice from? Usually someone you trust, a friend. Um, that's who the kids are going to listen to. If they know they can trust their parent, if they know their parents there, if their parents got their back.
So, what's the big thing about them staying in their rooms? Lots of the kids.
Well, because they don't have to come out to be social. The games they play their games with their friends online, which, I'm not saying you don't do some of that. You don't want your kids to be weird, and that's kind of a fun thing for them to do. But it shouldn't be as much time as our kids are spending socializing. They need to be with their friends.
So once they're teenagers, what percentage time are you seeing now kids staying in their bedrooms? What percentage of kids?
Oh, I would
Unless they're in activity, when activities when they get home finally. Yeah.
well,
Time they're in the
you
house.
need downtime. I mean, I need downtime. I like to come home and sometimes watch a movie and relax. That's okay. And so, I think parents and kids, you have to set this up in your home how you're going to have it, and talk with your kids about it. Say, okay, I don't want to eliminate you from devices, but we've got to set a certain time period. So, say it's after school, you need to come home and for 30 minutes play video games. Go do that, and then get them outside after that. Go do something with them other than screens or inside of the house. That builds relationships so much better than that. If you can't get them away from the video game, I'm always a component of you sit down right next to them and ask them so much about the game till pretty soon they put the game down. I guess you could say annoying video time.
Right. But see, the other thing is they say, oh, they're gaming too much. Well, what if that's how they communicate and talk to their friends? That's the other thing you have to look at and take that device off them when they go to bed, which is a challenge. And you have to do it at a younger age if they do get it. And they really need to know who's boss because at the end of the day, and it can't be okay, corporal punishment or whatever it is, there has to be a real, true parent child relationship. But at the end of the day, who's the parent? And that's not happening.
That's not happening. And I don't know if it's because parents are working too much, but I'm thinking there's so many interests.
It's not working. I think it's honestly the number of single parents now. I would love to get a number of single family homes now compared to 15 years ago. I'm sure the number is a lot larger. And we're not blaming COVID on this. We're just literally seeing these changes. And now a lot of people aren't getting married either. So then you're going to have kids and then that relationship breaks up and then it's a single family home. So you're seeing a decrease in marriage. You're seeing a decrease of relationships and then still kids coming into the world. But I think it's still parenting one-on-one. If you really understand from day one when they're a toddler, right? You got to be treated, you got to go through that process, but not like serious discipline, but they have to understand who the parent is.
They do. They do. And I understand that. And I think, you have to set limits. You have family councils, you decide what you're going to do in your home. And then if they don't meet those, you have to, come down and say, okay, this wasn't met. So, A wasn't done. So B and C will happen. That's the role of a parent. That is totally the role of a parent. But more importantly, and I always stress this, is you've got to find your child's interests. You've got to put them in
Right.
sport, in music, I don't know, whatever entrepreneurial things, whatever they love to do. If you can do that with them and you get involved, get them started, you're not going to run into these other issues all the time of going in the room, not
But how
communicating.
many are you seeing kids not being involved in activities too? Where are we seeing what percentage of kids now in that area?
I don't have all the percentages. I don't know. We just know it's changed a lot, probably 50% higher. But there are still kids that are active in high school activities, junior high activities. Some kids know what they want to be. Some kids know what they want to do, and they have friends and they hang out with friends. If you have a child that doesn't do that, it's your job as a parent to think, okay, I got to help him figure out what she's good at or what she likes to do, or
Totally.
you know and that is time, spending time together, which, like you say, if you're a single parent, that's a lot tougher
It's a
to
lot
do.
of work.
You've got double the work, double the problems at home, fixing things, paying bills, having meals ready. But I would say to simplify as much as you can, just to spend that quality time with your child. That's what makes all the difference.
So tell me, Maggie, about your coaching program, helping parents. What do
Oh, I
you,
love it. I used to teach regular classes once a week, parenting classes, and then from that I would get a lot of my coaching. People would come and want private coaching. We're just in the process probably of getting a Zoom conference going where parents can just call in because they don't have as much time as they used to sit down and listen to an hour program and give me the problem, and then we solve it together, and other parents can listen to it. So that's where we're headed right now. Hopefully in the next month or two, we'll have that up and running.
if you went to go back to all my archives, you'd hear how she solves problems very easily in those ways. And now we bring her back and we bring back a great conversation, Maggie. Appreciate you coming by. Best place people can find info on you. Where can they go?
Just go to Amazon. My book is there, parentfix.com. The Parent Fix is the name of the book. And we also now have a workbook to go along with it. So you can write it down what you're going to do. The workbook's been really great in helping parents not only just read, but they make commitments of ways they can improve and work with their children.
All
So
right. You're listening and watching